Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Speaking Light. And let's dive into your reading for the 30th of March till the 5th of April. I hope you're super well. We're going to start with an overview, the energies that Spirit would like you to really focus on this week. And we've got 2 fairy oracle cards. And then we'll dive into the tarot, into some life categories, and we'll end it with an animal guide, which is quite a wonderful thing to practice walking with each week. You know, choose a different animal or allow a different animal to choose you, to guide you, and you'll see the magic unfold. So this week we've got Gemini Arwen. Arwen, she is the fairy of gift, divine inspiration, and awakening. So you've got Arwen, and then you also have the Ancient, which is about elder experience lessons. Okay, so I'm going to read to you from the guidebook about the Ancient because Arwen kind of speaks for herself. She says that there is divine inspiration and awakening coming for you this week. Please be aware of it. Please have your eyes open to it. Look out for it. And then the Ancient. While I look for this, if you do enjoy this content, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for being here in the first place, spending your precious time with me. I do hope that these messages help you immensely. And thank you to those who are returning. I mean, it's still a very, very small little channel, but I feel so very much in my element doing this work online. And I do hope to be able to keep doing that. Okay, so the Ancient says, she is almost beyond time. She is able to speak the truth without compromise, as are you, apparently, this week. She is so old, has experienced so much, learned and taught so many lessons that she has become powerful and influential, just as you are becoming too. So too are you growing older, coming into wisdom. She knows that while others are now going to come to you for advice and guidance, she sees your humanity, your faults and your flaws and your feelings of unworthiness. She wishes to reassure you. Others will come to you seeking knowledge, awaiting a blessing and initiation, and oblivious to the consequences of the path they wish to walk. Wisdom, true wisdom, understands complexity, and you have now developed this quality. The Ancient is honorable and human, yet more than human, and she is courageous and has made sacrifices, as have you. She sees straight through comforting illusions, as do you. So this is one of your challenges, is representing ancient tradition, the challenge of defining the self, yet remaining within a tradition that you value. So take responsibility for this in your life. You will face the battle of choice, and you will be the antidote to gurus and dominant personalities who claim to have all the answers. Well, you know, Gemini, that needs to happen in this world right now. She recognizes the challenge of being a teacher. She is wise, and she has learned to consider every word that falls from her lips, even as long as she longs to call out for freedom. So this is a card that says, okay, so Arwen has, and they back each other up so beautiful, gift, divine inspiration, and awakening. And you are awakening to these gifts and the knowledge, my dear Gemini, that there is such complexity. Wisdom, knowing things, awakening to the divine inspiration doesn't mean your life is solved. Ever. And there is a peace to be made with this week and going forward, Gemini. Acknowledging your own humanity, your own path of still searching, because we are all still searching and growing until the day that we kick off this mortal coil. But there is a peace to be found in that, because that knowledge, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. Can come as a curse or as a blessing. Okay, Gemini, so this week that realization is coming in for you. And I would urge you to really just sit with that and kind of go, okay, what am I going to do with this? Am I going to sit here and go, oh crap, there are no answers. There's never any resolution as long as we live. Not truly. However, moving into and through the complexity can be an absolutely delicious experience at the same time. So which one, Gemini? And yes, I'm very aware I'm speaking to a Gemini. Which one, darling, for you? Nice message there. Okay, let's move into your emotional world this week. Let's get some messages from Spirit. 2 of Pentacles. There's that, right? 2 of Pentacles. I am the mother of a Gen Alpha, so I'm not even going to say those words. Yeah, 2 of Pentacles. Juggling. And I think it's that juggling of, okay, there's divine inspiration, and then there's still life. There's still pain to be dealt with. There's still bills to be paid, there's still the reality of being a human being. But please do go and stand on the shore, because the ships are coming in emotionally. With this realization that Arwen and the Ancient bring in, there is also an emotional win that's going to be happening for you. Because when we stop fighting what is inevitable and real and what is just part of the human experience, when we stop solving ourselves and just accept and embrace ourselves, that is a huge emotional win for anybody. Physically, Gemini, let's have a look at you physically, physical well-being. Ooh, darling. There's a love, this is the Lover's card. There is a beautiful, the physical experience of love is available to you. Some of you, not obviously all of you. I mean, it depends whether you want it. But there is joy to be found in sensuality and physical expression of love this week. If that's not necessarily you in your life, then the Lover's card is also about the choice. It's about choosing what nurtures you, choosing what completes you, so to speak, on a physical level, okay? So that could be to do with your nutrition, your exercise, whatever that is. But there is a beautiful physical offer of renewed energy, new growth in your physical well-being coming to you this week. Okay, relationships. Let's see what your relationships are looking like. Ooh, Page of Wands, baby. Very youthful, passionate, happy energy. Fast-moving, fire. There's fire happening. Could be a message that you're receiving about your relationships. And again, romantic relationships, relationships with your child, relationships with your family, your co-workers, whatever. It doesn't just have to be romantic. Choose what applies to you, but there's also judgment, and judgment is about karma, positive karma though. Or it can also say you be the judge. You choose. What do you want in your relationships? Who do you want to include, and who do you feel needs to maybe not be in your space right now? I want to clarify. As I thought, I want to clarify, this popped up, okay, 5 of Cups in reverse. So this is normally a card of 4 cups drained. There's a defeat, an emotional sadness and defeat that happens with when the 5 of Cups is present. But have a look at the 5th cup. There's 4 empty cups, but there's a 5th cup, okay? And it's come out in reverse. And to me, along with these other cards, and especially with the Judgment card, it is saying to me, choose what you're focusing on in your relationships. Are you focusing on the 4 broken cups? No, I don't think you want to anymore. I think you want this new, positive, young, vibrant energy to come in, okay? So focus on that in your relationships. And whatever you don't focus on will fade away into the distance. Gemini, in your income, your earnings, your work, what's happening for Gemini? Hey, guy. Okay, Knight of Swords, fast-moving mental energy, so perhaps some new ideas, moving forward very swiftly in terms of how you generate your income. There is the end of the cycle of worry. I think the Knight of Swords is really going to move you out of that 10 of Swords, because 10 of Swords is extreme worry to the point of, I literally cannot live like this anymore. Okay, it's gonna kill me if I don't do something about it. But I think the Knight of Swords is ending that, because look here, there comes a little victory lap. 6 of Wands. Yes, and I know a lot of Geminis that I personally know have really been, over the last couple of months. Oh, there's a card. Sorry, I'm going to finish that thought and I'm going to introduce the card. Over the last couple of months, the Geminis in my life have really been quite stressed about finances, and they've been juggling it. They've been hanging on there by the little fingernails off a cliff. They're still on the cliff and they're sort of clawing their way back at the moment. But here comes that relief. Okay, here comes the didn't die, and then here comes the Queen of Wands, new passion, baby. And the Queen of Wands is dripping in the finest silks and luxury and confidence. And she's very Beyonce. Okay, so that's where you're headed, baby. That is where you are headed. Well done for keeping those fingernails firmly in the edge of the cliff and clawing your way back. You're getting there, darling. You're getting there. Because 10 of Swords is the end, okay? It's the end of that worry cycle. Not long now. Now I'm going to draw you an Animal Whisper card, which is going to be your guide for the week. And you can, oh, that's beautiful. You can cloak yourself in the energy of that animal. You can have conversations with the psyche of that animal, sort of merge with that animal to receive its wisdom and its skill to assist you this week. And the elephant, again, we've got the ancient, right? Which is that elder, that experience, the lessons, the knowledge, the memory of lives lived. And then the elephant comes through, and it's very similar energy to that elder. The elephant has seen stuff. It remembers stuff. And it says, free your pain. But please also go onto the interwebs and just have a look at the elephant's spiritual meaning and the elephant as a guide, because some of that might also resonate for you. But I like the free your pain, because you, darling, you have had some sadness, you have had some struggle, but it's time to free it. And again, it's time to look at your gifts not as a curse. Just embrace yourself as a human being who has gained some knowledge. And now we can let go of the pain and go with the knowledge that we have gained through that experience. Yes. Gemini, thank you for being here. Lots and lots of love to you. You are doing so well. I know it's not easy, but you've got this. Have a beautiful week, and I hope to see you next time.